As a part of this channel, I want to keep giving you guys tips and tricks to make money back from this hobby because it's so friggin' expensive and you always need more money to buy more DeLua gear. So today I'm going to be teaching you about exactly what you need to do to make your tank that's unwanted, sitting in the back of your shed, or is set up and you're sick of it, you want to use the money to buy a bigger and better tank or better gear or whatever. That tank sold in 20 minutes from when I launched the listing. A lot of the time when you have an old tank just sitting around collecting dust, it could be collecting dollars. So I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do top to bottom to turn your dusty old tank into some fresh new bucks. And this over here is my tank in question. You can see it's sort of really decrepit. I think this is like a Kmart tank, to be honest. My goal here is to kind of scape it, make it look nice, give it good lighting like it's got. Before, I shit you not, it was literally this. A little bit of lighting does a lot of good. And I also noticed there's still some shrimpies alive in here. So step one, work out what you want to keep from that tank, what you want to salvage and save, and what you want to let go of. Remember, the more valuable stuff you keep in the tank, the more people are going to want to buy it. So our goal is and always has been about aesthetics. If we can make this tank look really good, it'll sell. I'm going to keep this little 50-watt heater in there because, well, it heats the water. 2 filters is probably a bit of overkill, so I'm going to remove one of them. Now, there's actually a little Anubias plant in here, which I'll take out and recover. The only reason I'm taking this out is because this red looks crappy with this white. Now this substrate is actually not bad, like it's pretty decent. So I'm gonna make sure everything has that white color to it to make it look sort of clean, prim and proper. Now what I'm sort of doing in my head right now is doing like a stock take of everything that's in this tank right now. I've got some yellow cherries, which is probably a little tiny colony. Maybe I'll chuck on 20 bucks to the price tag for that. I got a bundle of Java moss. It's all right. It's probably 10 bucks there. A heater, throw in that for free. Botanicals and some cool rocks and substrate. So the cost of the tank plus everything there is you know, creeping up there, but I'm not gonna charge that much for this. Now you can see I'm making a pile of rocks, literally part of my stock take to make sure I know I've got everything in this tank. So I realized how dirty the tank was. I gravel backed the whole thing. You can see all these floaties still, and then I refilled it. A little tiny bit clearer, dust will settle soon. Now I'm just gonna kind of put all the sand, all the substrate on one end, all the rocks in a nice little pattern, and then I'll get maybe a piece of driftwood with a plant or something on it, and then put the Java moss back in, and she should be good to go. Now that we've got a bare tank with just a filter, I am going to take some trimmings from this because it's super overgrown, and the goal is populate some plants into that tank. So we don't need much. I'm just gonna take some stemmed plants. So there's a couple of those, a little bit of ambulia, and some hydrocotyle tripartita. Plus, it's growing everywhere in this tank, so I've got to remove it somehow. Now remember, the key here is appearance. So you're trying to increase the value of the tank. That means good lighting, wiping down the glass if you need to, getting everything scaped really nicely, basically getting the tank to a point where you're like, maybe I'll keep this thing. When you're there, that's when you create your listing. So now this is the next day. I've done a little bit of scaping, thrown some fake plants in there as well, trying to make it look as pretty as I can. So it's sort of getting to the point where I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty nice. Once you've got all of your bits and bobs that were like miscellaneous lying around, like a fake plant and some offcuts of other plants in your tank, and you've got it looking more valuable and half decent, now you got to take really good pictures. I'm going to show you exactly how, because it's stage 2. So first things first, scrape the glass, fill the tank all the way to the brim, wipe down the front of the glass, and then see the reflection of the light here. What you want to do is have all the light on your tank and no outside light around your tank. So you got to darken your room, turn off all the lights in your space, everything like that, and then it will make the tank really pop from its surroundings. Then you can start taking pictures. Now, I haven't wiped down the front of the glass and I haven't scraped all this gross muck. I've just filled up the tank a little bit and turned off all the lights, but already it's popping a lot more. And a frontal shot like this, click, would be good. Going from the top like this, click, would be good. That sort of shot is what people are looking for. It tries to capture the essence of the actual tank itself, so that people understand exactly what it is they're getting themselves into. Something like this will sell. However, if this was a completely drained tank with just some substrate in the bottom like it was before you got working on it, no lights, no nothing, there's a good chance you might get 5 buckaroonies for it. But for something like this, I could look for 30 to 50. Now, moving on to the next step, we're gonna create ourselves a listing or an ad that absolutely smashes, so you don't have to deal with people wasting your time. And it ends up being something that makes you money. That tank sold in 20 minutes from when I launched the listing. Literally launched it, and then the guy turned up 15 minutes later, left 5 minutes after that. So we went and got a coffee with it. Now it made me think, I'm gonna set a challenge for myself here and see how much I can sell out of this fish room in 1 month, and I'll keep you guys updated on exactly what our number is when I'm trying my absolute hardest. Let me know if that's something you guys want to see, and follow this account for more videos just like this one.